Welcome everyone. Today our topic is asexual reproduction in multicellular organisms. So student, for asexual reproduction in unicellular organism, just check the link in the description box. I have explained in earlier video. Okay, so let's start today's topic, and this topic is from lesson Life Processes in Living Organism part 2 for class 10 science 2. Let's start. Okay, now first of all let's revise what is asexual reproduction. So student, it is a process of formation of new organisms or new species by an organism of same species without involvement of gametes is called as asexual reproduction. So this is a kind of a reproduction in which gametes are not involved, and this is a uniparental reproduction. That means only one parent involved in this type of a reproduction. So student, asexual reproduction in unicellular organism we have already completed in our previous video, and today we shall study about asexual reproduction in multicellular organism or the organism which contain more than one cell. Okay, so let's study. Okay, so asexual reproduction in unicellular organism, we have seen three types. First is binary fission, in which we have seen different examples of protist like amoeba, paramecium. So this is a paramecium in which a cell divides in two daughter cell, and the two daughter cell which are formed are identical to the parent one. So this is binary fission in which one cell, parent cell, divide into two daughter cells. And next is multiple fission, in which we have seen the in unfavorable condition amoeba forms, like amoeba undergo multiple fission. That means instead of dividing a cell in two daughter cell, it will form a cyst, and cyst contain, you can observe here, a cyst, amoeba cyst contain many nuclei, and when the conditions become favorable, the cyst will breaks open and many daughter amoeba cells are released, and then they will grow independently. So this is a multiple fission in which one cell divide into many cells. And third is budding, in which we have seen budding in unicellular yeast cell, in which a new bud will be arises, and after growing completely, the bud will detach from its parent body and it will grow independently. So this is these are the three types of asexual reproduction in unicellular organisms. Alright, now asexual reproduction in multicellular organisms. So here also we have 5 different types. So let's study one by one. So first is fragmentation, next is regeneration, then budding, then we have vegetative propagation, and next is spore formation. So let's study all these 5 processes in detail one by one. Okay, now first we will study about fragmentation. So first of all, student, what is fragmentation? Okay, so here this is a diagram, and in this type of reproduction or in fragmentation, the body of parent organism breaks up into many fragments. Okay, so one fragment parent body will breaks up into many fragments, and each fragment starts to live as an independent new organism. So this is about fragmentation. So this okay, and here you can observe the algae. This kind of a reproduction can be observed in algae like Spirogyra. Okay, so here you can observe the nucleus, septum means a partition, and spiral chloroplast, that green one is spirally arranged chloroplast you can observe. Okay, so when in fragmentation, the parent Spirogyra will divide its body into many fragments, and then each fragment will grow independently. Okay, so this is a fragmentation. Alright, now next we have, whenever there is plenty of water and nutrients are available to Spirogyra, what happen? Its filaments grows up very fast and break up into many small fragments, as you can observe in the alongside diagram, and each fragment starts to live independently as a new Spirogyra fiber. Okay, now next example in fragmentation is of cycon. So student, if the body of a cycon breaks up accidentally into many fragments, each fragment develop into a new cycon. You can observe here the parts splitted from the parental cycon body, then development of a new individual. Okay, so this is a fragmentation, and in this we have seen 2 examples. One is of Spirogyra and second in sponges like cycon. So this is about fragmentation. Okay, now next type of sexual reproduction in multicellular organism is regeneration. So student, you may know that the wall lizard breaks up and discarded some part of its tail in emergency. Okay. So this so first of all, regeneration is a natural process of replacing or restoring damaged or missing cells, tissues or organ and even entire body parts to full function in plants and animals. So one of the best example is a wall lizard or leopard gecko. Okay, so if the tail of a lizard has been damaged or it's been detached, so what happened, it will grow its tail entire tail within few weeks or within some time. Okay, so here you can observe the lost tail of a lizard, and it will be fully regrown tail after 22 weeks. So after some time, what happened, that missing cell, damaged tissues, damaged organ or entire body part can be regenerated. So this is about the regeneration, and it is in lizard it is known as a limited regeneration. Okay. Now student, however, under certain situation in animal planaria, so this is an example of animal planaria. So planaria breaks up its body into two parts, and thereafter each parts regenerate remaining part of the body, and thus two new planaria are formed. So here you can observe the two new planaria has been formed from a two divided parts. Okay, and this is called as a regeneration in planaria. So here also we have seen two examples of regeneration, one in planaria and next in lizard. Okay, now next is a budding. So student, in case of a hydra, this is in a hydra. Okay, so in case of a hydra, under favorable condition at a specific part of its body, an outgrowth is formed. So this is an outgrowth, this is called as a bud. Okay, so an outgrowth is formed by repeated division of regenerative cells of body wall, and this outgrowth is called as a bud, and bud grows up progressively and finally forms a small hydra, or you can observe here a nascent hydra or a new hydra. Small hydra has been grown from a small bud. Okay, now student, the dermal layers, dermal layer means the skin layers and digestive cavity of the budding hydra are in continuity with with those of the parent hydra. That means the digestive cavity and the dermal layer, all the layer of the skin has been in continuation of the parent hydra. Okay, and parent hydra supplies all the nutrition to the budding hydra, and budding hydra separates from the parent hydra, and it starts to lead an independent life when it grows up and become able to lead an independent life. So after fully grown, it will be independently grow its own life. Okay, now next is a vegetative propagation. Now what is it? So student, the reproduction in plants with the help of a vegetative parts like roots, stem, leaf and bud is called as a vegetative reproduction. So when the reproduction takes place with the parts of a plants like roots, their stem, leaf and their bud. Bud is a small bud, okay, a small outgrowth. So this is called as a bud. So when the reproduction takes place by all these parts of a plant, it is known as a vegetative reproduction in a plants. Okay, so here you can observe, see the different examples of vegetative propagation in a plants like in potato, ginger and in leaf bryophyllum. Okay, so these are the different examples of a vegetative propagation. Okay, now student, let's understand some examples. So vegetative propagation in potatoes is performed with the help of eyes present on a tuber. Okay, so this is these are the eyes, and from these eyes the new, you can observe the young shoot germinating eye bud. Okay, so from this eye bud the new plants can be, or new plantlet can be grown. So this is a type of asexual vegetative propagation. And next is, whereas in bryophyllum it is a leaf. So in bryophyllum it is performed with the help of a buds present on leaf margin. So these are the leaf margin, and buds will form a new small plantlets in case of a bryophyllum. And next example is, in case of a plants like sugarcane and grasses, vegetative propagation vegetative propagation occurs with the help of a buds present on the nodes. So nodes are the we can say nodes are the joint from by which the leaves are attached to the stalk. Okay, so you can observe the buds are growing from the nodes part of the sugarcane or grasses, and a new plantlet or new leaves can be arises from the nodes part, and you can also observe the new roots in the second part. Okay, so these are the vegetative propagation in different plants. Okay, now next example is in plants like carrot and radish perform a vegetative propagation with the help of their roots. You can observe with the help of their roots a new plantlet or a small plantlet can be grown. So this is a vegetative propagation in different plants. Okay, now last type is a spore formation. So let's see. So student, if we have keep a bread or a bhakri like this only for few days, then what happened? Due to the moisture, it becomes rotten. Okay, and a greenish layer will appear on the surface of a bhakri, chapati or a bread. Okay, so this greenish layer is nothing but the fungus growing on the bread. Okay, so this greenish layer is a fungus on a bread. So student, what happened, the fungi like mucor have filamentous body and they have sporangia. So you can observe here they have sporangia. Now sporangium is nothing but a place where it is a part in which the spores are growing, and spores in which spores are produces, and spores are taking part in the asexual reproduction. Okay, so they have sporangia, and once the spores are formed, so these are the spores inside the sporangia, and once the spores are formed, sporangia burst and spores are releases. Okay, so and these are the hyphae. Now student, what are the hyphae? These are the long filamentous branching bodies. Okay, and below the hyphae roots are there, rhizoids are there. So these are the these are like roots, not perfect root, but these are nothing but roots only, and these are capable of absorbing nutrients from the body by which on which they are growing. Okay, and spores germinate in moist and warm places, and new fungal colony is formed by this process. So student, that's all about today's video. I hope you all have understood asexual reproduction in multicellular organism with different example we have seen in this part. Thank you.